welcome to episode 3 of What's Trending. 3 episodes, we made it.
This is 3.
We're big time now. I'm Randy Filiault.
I'm Deb Hamel.
Yes, she is. And anyhow, we're off to episode 3, and we're going to talk about everything that's important, and if we don't talk about it, it ain't important.
It's not happening.
It ain't trending.
This is where you want to be to see what's going on.
And you know, you don't have to stay up late at night to watch late news. You just watch it here.
Watch it here, and we're on YouTube now. Each of our shows goes on YouTube, but for you, we put it on our Facebook page. So like us on Facebook, and you can watch the shows.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hey, I was going to ask you a question, because I woke up today and it said, it's August. It's like, who stole summer?
Summer's gone.
June and July are gone. Cheshire Fair is gone. Swamp bats have gone. It's
Yes.
like, damn.
It's gone, just like that.
The only thing that's happening now is debates.
Debates. Love the debates. Big debate tomorrow night.
So I guess it's a good segue to roll into debates.
Okay.
So the presidential debates, you know, those guys.
Those kinds.
We'll go into debates to start off with. So I go on the social media, I go on Facebook, I look around, I watch national ads, I look, and there you are.
There I was.
You know, you just can't stay away.
I can't. I'm everywhere.
So whose events have you been to so far?
Chris Christie. I've met Pataki. And now my mind's going blank.
Kasich?
But I just met Kasich, and I was actually at Sid's Capitans newsroom buying a couch from your lovely wife, and I was running late. I just thought it was going to be a gathering. It said Town Hall for John Kasich. When I got to the Historical Society and there was no parking, I said, whoa, this is big. And then I walked in and I saw all the media cameras, and I don't know how this happened, but I got a seat right in the front row.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. You know, somebody got grabbed by the back of the scruff of the neck and is thrown out the back door, but we don't know how that happened.
When he walked in, there was just something about him. He was genuine. You know, I like Trump and Christie because they're kind of boisterous.
Yeah.
This guy, he's low-key and he's a moderate, like I am. And he started talking, and people were asking questions, and then I saw his person do this to him, like, one more question. So I was like, I was like Arnold Horshack on Welcome Back, Kotter. Ooh, 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 you know? And so they let me talk. And
they let you talk.
They let me.
They had no choice.
Juliana Bergeron made the mistake of giving me a microphone, and I was like, don't threaten me with a good time. It's all about me right now. And they liked what I said, and the Boston Herald interviewed me, and it was on bostonherald.com. And then John Kasich's people interviewed me, and I'm on his Facebook page and on a national ad.
Unbelievable.
How does this happen?
Well,
because of this show.
Right here. What's trending? Of course.
That's right.
You've hit the big time right now.
I've hit the big time because of this show. And we are still looking for sponsors. Not a lot of money.
Yeah, not a lot.
Not a lot of money to be a sponsor of our show.
My cup's actually empty today.
My cup runneth over.
I couldn't afford to fill it today. We need sponsors.
But the other night was a forum, the first forum that the union leader held. And I tried so hard to get tickets to go. And when I looked around in the audience and saw there was empty chairs, I was like, I'm calling Joe McQuaid. But when I watched it, it was almost like speed dating.
Yeah, that's a good version of it. Just get up there, you get about 30 seconds, don't screw up, and then sit back down.
I wasn't that impressed with it, but I mean, what are you going to do? There were some people that really stood out to me. Lindsey Graham, I'm a moderate, and Lindsey Graham had a couple of good things that he said, and he said, I speak Clinton. And he could have stopped there. I think he went a little too far bringing up the Monica Lewinsky thing. Enough's enough. And Jeb Bush surprised me because he was kind of flustered.
Oh, yeah. He stumbled and bumbled. I only caught part of it.
Right.
He's one of them that I did see.
Yes.
And for a guy that you would think with a family that's prepared.
Exactly.
I mean, he just stumbled and bumbled all over himself. He definitely did.
There was a lot of talk about reforming the tax code, bringing manufacturing jobs back, entitlements, repealing Obamacare, which President Obama has said it's okay to call the Affordable Care Act that and stuff. Governor Chris Christie, I thought he did fabulous. I thought he did very well, and he brought up the heroin crisis. And he said, because we keep talking about it because it's trending, and he had said in Jersey, they don't go to prison. They have help for addicts. He goes, there's help in New Jersey, first-time mandatory inpatient drug treatment. And he says, if you are not a violent offender and you're not dealing drugs to our children, we need to help them. This is a disease and we need to fix it. And the funny line was, they had said to him, you've been in New Hampshire a lot. And he said, I'm like the bad relative that comes for dinner. I get there early and I stay while you're doing the dishes.
And you need to.
You do.
You know, you need to. That's the way we in New Hampshire are. If we haven't seen somebody at least 3 times, I mean, even in Keene, they come to New Hampshire all the time.
Right.
And I was reading, well, they're not going to come in Keene this week. And people live in Keene go, well, I ain't voting for that SOB.
Right.
He didn't come to Keene this week.
And there's not a lot of heads up. Like you can get something, if I get something from the Cheshire County GOP or something, it's next week this person is going to be here, next week this person. Things aren't really slated per se.
They'll all be rolling in here. I mean, it's early.
It's very early.
It's really
and
early.
Kasich has when did he announce? 3 weeks ago, and he has so much momentum.
Yeah.
And I can't wait I want to see Hillary, Bernie Sanders, and I would love it if Joe Biden ran.
That's one thing we both agree on. I like Joe Biden.
I do too.
Last time he ran for president, I went to a couple of events that he was at. And of course, the media loves him because he speaks off the cuff.
Yes.
I mean, he'll say anything.
You mean he
at
doesn't
any time.
use a teleprompter?
No. He uses pen and paper. Joe does.
And he rides the Amtrak.
Yep. Into
He's
work.
He's a regular
genuine.
person. Exactly.
Yeah,
he's genuine, and that resonates a lot with people. Hillary she's losing support, and now with the whole Biden thing coming up, it's almost like 2008 again. I mean, Hillary was supposed to be, it's owed to her. The Democratic Party is going to stand behind her, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, this young, handsome, articulate man came up and spoke, who was Obama, and promised hope and change. And so it's kind of like they kind of dropped Hillary. And I think that might be going on with Biden. Biden said he's not going to announce anything until September. But I would like to meet Hillary, see what's going on. The FBI is investigating her emails. They're not calling it a criminal investigation. But
Jeez, I wonder if that's political. Huh. Whatever.
yeah, vast right-wing conspiracy.
Well, like I said last time we did a show, the reason the Republican candidates aren't like pounding their fists because they're looking at their emails going, just stay away from my phone. Because it is new. I mean, even kind of going to something else, you look at Tom Brady. Oh, your phone. Everything's about your phone.
Right.
And we've dealt with that with city council. Emails. Who can you email on your private phone? Who can you not?
Right.
So there's nobody that's innocent of this one. Everybody's
Right.
Everybody's
but
going to stand back.
This was big. I mean,
well, it's even bigger during it isn't big unless it's an election year and you're
No,
running.
but Secretary of State and private things out there, who knows where they were, who's been looking at them?
Aliens took them. I'm telling you right now. You do an email, the aliens take them out of space, and they return them during election year.
There you go. So what did you do this weekend? Anything fun and exciting?
I was at meetings.
But I think that you got a ride in a police cruiser.
Certainly did. And
You weren't stuffed and cuffed.
No,
but
front seat. Not like you getting the handcuffs on. But volunteer to put the handcuffs on. Another story for another day. And they were the fuzzy pink ones.
Now I'm blushing. Can we put the air on, folks?
It is warm in here, isn't it?
It is warm in here. But anyway, tell me about your ride along.
Went out with the police on patrol. And not only did I go on patrol, because now they're doing foot patrols. So I did a foot patrol a couple of rounds. And they walk, they're in good shape.
Yes.
I found them, man, I'm tired. Can we get back?
I told you looked thin today.
Can we back in the cruiser? And yeah, they made me walk. So I wanted to go out. I usually go out when college is in, and I wanted to go out specifically before college came back, because when college is in, it's easy.
It's easy.
There you go. You're on campus. So there was a few noise complaints, a couple of drug busts, a couple of warrants. It was a little bit of everything. It was very interesting, and seeing some of the less desirables that are on the streets, at night.
Yeah. What happens when you're in the car with the police officer and something bad is going on? Do they tell you sit in the car, lock the door, put your seatbelt on?
It depends on the issue. If they
like a domestic.
Well, if it's don't get in the way. It's just stand back and don't.
How's that work with you?
Just stand back and don't get in the way. Now, if they were joking about it, they said if we're gonna do a drug bust and there's a shooting, they'll stay in the car and I go up to the door and I knock on the door and yell, "Hey, police!"
That's what I'd like to do. Bad boy, and you get that big thing that looks like a lolly column, and you just bam.
And they said if they don't shoot, then they'll come out.
There you go.
Yep. So I'd be the canary.
So it was a good ride along.
It was a good ride along. One thing that I did notice when I went, some of the college have started to move back into the neighborhoods. So we went out on a noise complaint. And one of the issues that I found out about was back in 2011, one of the 2 years that I'd taken a hiatus from city council.
Right.
The council, without me there, of course, moved the noise ordinance from 10 p.m. at night to 11 o'clock at night. In other words, they couldn't do any enforcing until 11 o'clock.
Right.
So actually today I submitted a letter to the city council, which will be read, that I'm proposing that the noise ordinance gets moved back to 10 p.m. at night. 11 o'clock's too late.
11 o'clock is too late because by that time it takes a half an hour for somebody to get out there and wind it down. So you're already bumping it up to 11:30.
Yeah, you're bumping up to 11:30 or midnight, and by then somebody that's working in the morning, their night's sleep
Right.
is shot. So I sent the letter into the council, and it'll be read tomorrow night, and we'll see where that goes.
Oh boy.
But I'm sure the council knows that every time I propose something, it's right, so they'll go along with me. We'll see about that.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything.
You really?
Yeah.
That's the first.
Okay, time's up on that.
And let's see what else is going on. Well, rolling into that, like I said, we did go to a couple of areas that there was a couple of previous drug busts, and so obviously the whole heroin issue, because last night again, and unfortunately each week we'll talk a little bit about heroin because it is
what's trending.
It's very much what's
is.
trending. And I went to a talk last night with our executive counselor, Colin Van Ostern, at the library.
Right.
And, rumor has it that he's setting himself up for a run for governor if our governor decides to run for Senate. So as you sit there and you listen to, and he gave a really good talk. I'm not going
Right.
to say that as far as the heroin part. The frustrating part that I'm getting to now is all the meetings that I'm attending, and I'm hearing how everybody's concerned, how the problem is, where, and it's like, okay, but what are we going to do about it?
Right, what are we going to do about it?
And it's called funding, and that's
Where would the funding come? Does the federal government have something regarding that? There's always grants, like when the Safe Schools came up and there's signs drug-free, safe zone, no guns or anything. And, when I was in school, the guys would all have the rifles in the back of the pickup truck and shoot a turkey on the way into school, And then all these signs were up and there was federal money. Is there federal money for this epidemic?
right now there's not federal money for cities to apply to, but there's monies out there for states to apply to, including expanded Medicare, which is where some of the money is. Hence the politics. Mayor Gatsis in Manchester, to his credit,
He's good.
He put his fist down and said, it's like a 23-point step that he wanted to take care of it. We got 8 weeks to do it. And I agree with all of that. I'm like, good, you finally took the bull by the horns. But then when they asked him about funding,
Yeah.
it was like, well, you can't do what you know. And this is where I really get PO'd at elected officials. It's an election year, say the right thing.
Everybody's safe.
Yeah, but then when you say, where's the money coming from, everybody just hems and haws.
Skirt the issue.
There is no more serious issue in the state of New Hampshire than heroin right now. We are either last or next to the last as far as funding for the problems.
Right.
We're right at the end. But we're number one, and the number one we're at is per capita use of heroin in the country.
And like I said before, and I'll say it again, it boggles my mind. We're talking about heroin.
Yep.
That this is the thing. And, it came up, like I said, a couple of times at the forum Monday night, the heroin issue. And I sent you something. You were in a meeting last night, and I put something on your Facebook page from Utica, New York, where they did a huge drug bust again, and everybody's calling it an epidemic. And it was Glenn Beck's show the other day. He had just come back. He was off for a month or something like that. I don't know. And I'm driving down the road. I heard it. And he said, when I was out, I didn't watch the news. I didn't watch CBS, ABC, Fox. He goes, everything was on Facebook. He goes, and believe it or not, that's where a lot of people are getting their news.
I know.
And he says, usually on the site it says, what's trending? Ta-da!
There you
But
go.
he said, even Facebook promotes us, so see, hey, we're good. But he said it was just, it was more Cecil the Lion than Planned Parenthood, what was going on, and this and that. But the one thing that did show up a lot was heroin. And I'm subscribed to every newspaper, political person, and this and that, and it just keeps coming up, the whole heroin issue.
It's way worse than what you can imagine. And as soon as you try to grasp something, and I've been working on this for months, you realize just how far out of grasp it is. In New England especially, Vermont, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine,
Right.
Our little quarter, of course, in Rhode Island and Connecticut, for whatever reason, and I think it's so plentiful coming up from New York and Springfield, Mass.
Yeah.
I mean,
Springfield, Mass.
It comes up 93, it comes up 91.
Right.
So, I mean, we are supplied heavily with heroin.
But there's meetings going on, looking for ways to fund
Yeah.
things. And
Right now, there was a lot of talk, we need to arrest. The arresting, honestly, is going fine.
Right. Not a problem.
There's not a problem arresting the dealers. The problem is they They just replace the dealers.
Exactly.
The biggest problem right now is just your low user. They're not dealing. They
Right.
get oxys. They're on heroin. There's no place for them to go.
Exactly.
And that's where the funding needs to go.
Yeah.
Law enforcement.
It's a disease.
Law
It's a
enforcement
health
always
crisis.
has grants too. Arresting is actually I shouldn't say the easy part, but it's the quick part. You throw somebody in jail,
Right.
but it's not alleviating the situation.
Exactly.
So I get really irritated during an election year. Either party, I don't care. It's like when I ask you a question where the money's coming from, just answer it.
Right.
Don't say, oh, we don't have any, because we do. Sometimes you have to reallocate, but there's always money there.
Write it into a bill somewhere.
You know, but I hate it when anything comes up during an election year. It's like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Blame the other guy.
That's right.
So
What do you have else
that's an
going
ongoing issue.
Yes.
What else do I got going on? What else do I have going on? We talked about the debates. Oh, we're going to talk about you for a second.
Oh,
We're going to switch all over the place here. We're talking about drugs. Deb, she broke her coke habit.
I did.
She did. She had a serious problem with coke. We're telling you right here on what's trending. And do you want to talk about it?
I shall.
Okay.
I love Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola in a can, not Pepsi, Coke. And
Not Diet Coke.
Not Diet
You were
Coke.
drinking
No,
the full strength
high
stuff.
test. And for years, everyone's like, that Coke is bad for you. It has so much sugar. Do you know it'll take the rust off your bumper? Blah, 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 blah. But it's like, I had to have it. I have to have that kick. I have it first thing when I get up, 6 in the morning. Then I have
How
another.
many cans a day?
Then another. I was drinking 2 6-packs a day.
Unbelievable. It explains a little bit why you're so wound up.
You
but-
think? I'm like a Mexican jumping bean here. But then I says, I got to have something else. What I liked about it was just I call it the crunchiness. You drink something, it's like smooth, and stuff. So I said, oh, Schweppes has on sale, and they have this seltzer water that's orange. I got that, and now that's my main thing. I drink Coke for breakfast, and I'll have one with like dinner or lunch or something like that. And since I've cut down, I am losing an average of 2.5 to 3 pounds a day.
So in about 2 weeks, you won't be able to see her. You'll just hear her.
I know. Yeah, but you're still going to hear me. I thought he'd say something bad about that.
Yeah, well,
But I've switched over to seltzer water now, and what a difference. I mean, everybody said to me over and over, and I feel better. I actually starting to feel better too, and less headaches. Who'd have thunk it? It's what everybody's been telling me, but there's a lot of people like me out there, and
No.
there are, they're lined up.
Jeez.
Go try seltzer water or something for a change. It's good for your health.
Anyhow, congratulations getting off your coke habit.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But
My own little epidemic.
but the caffeine is a drug.
It is.
You can get, if you've seen where they have bags of caffeine going to warehouses, there's warning signs everywhere. You've got to literally have the white suit on with the gloves and
Wow.
respirators. And there you are pounding down like 24 cans
And now
a
my
day.
new epidemic is corn on the cob.
I love corn on the cob.
I'm nutty over it.
Do corn on the cob, boil it off, and then just a little bit of Pam in the frying pan with some Montreal steak seasoning and
Ew.
crisp it up a little bit.
You just ruined it. I do it the old-fashioned way. You boil it. I take out a stick of butter, put that on its plate, like I said.
A stick of
sea
butter.
salt, put a little towel around my neck like Jethro Bodine, roll that baby, and it's like, forget about it. Phone is off the hook. I found the best corn on the cob at Putnam's Farms in Charlestown.
In Charlestown, that's your stomping
Charlestown,
grounds up
New
there.
Hampshire. That's right.
Anyhow,
moving right
on
along.
to things that just don't make any sense at all.
We're everywhere today.
Yep. So what am I going to be doing in 2 weeks?
What are you going to be doing in 2 weeks?
Back to Boston University to bring my son back to college again for degree number 9, 8, 12, something like that.
That's fantastic. But
Yep.
this is it.
I don't know. He's just he's finishing up. He already has his PhD. He's already a doctor, but he decided to be a lawyer. So this is for his master's degree in law. So hopefully this is it. He can go out and make a fortune and buy my condos all around the country.
I love it. I was at a Keene Lions Club yesterday, and a man came and spoke from River Valley Community College.
Sean teaches there.
What a wonderful thing. They're going to be reinstituting the nursing program. And then he also talked briefly, and I'll have more information in a later show, about that you can get credits when you're in high school, take courses, and then you can go into the community college with credits.
Yeah,
And that's right here in Keene.
It's a much more affordable, alternative because college is expensive, and a lot of kids just
That's
can't
why
afford
he
it.
can't afford a tie.
Oh God, no! No, those have gone long ago.
Forget Brooks Brothers.
Yeah, geez, you got to stop in the consignment shops and borrow a jacket. Can I try this? I'll bring it back in about a half an hour. It is expensive, but Sean actually teaches at River Valley, and
They're looking for adjunct professors. Would
Yeah.
you like to do something on media and journalism?
Yeah. They'd flunk me on that. So that's a good point. If you're a professional in something, go up there and check it out and teach a class.
Teach a class. They
What
are
would you,
looking.
what would you teach?
It would be a myriad of things.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be. What would you teach that they could actually televise? Not that you won't even go there.
Media, public speaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Things not to say.
Things not to say, don't worry about things, your appearance, when you go to look for a job, this and that. Hey, if you don't have money, if you can't afford good clothes, you get a nice, clean, white shirt,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you always, whenever you go somewhere, you walk in like a Kennedy and out like a Kennedy.
a Democrat. You walk in like a Democrat, out like a Democrat.
No,
Right?
not so much.
There you go.
Next.
You said it, not me. In New Hampshire, just reading, you talk about the minimum wage increase and things like that.
Right.
In New Hampshire, for a person or a couple to afford an average 2-bedroom apartment in New Hampshire, you need to be making an average of $20.50 an hour in order to afford the apartment and all the utilities and things that go with it. Guess what? It ain't happening.
That's not happening.
No. So, it was very interesting. Cheshire County is the second most expensive county in the state, and a lot of it has to do with a lot of colleges and
It is.
in the area. It forces the rents up. But with those 2 big buildings going up down there,
Right.
That'll pull some college students out of the housing into there, and it should open up some apartments. So we'll see.
And maybe it'll calm some things down. If we can get them out of that housing and put them into regular
Out of the neighborhoods.
out of the neighborhoods, those
Yeah.
homes, that they've had and stuff. But it's interesting all these years, and everybody's always been looking for housing when they go to Keene State, and now they're putting in these new buildings. But didn't Keene State just have a drop in enrollment? I thought
Yes.
I read that.
Well, you did, and I put a note on there. Trouble at Keene State. A lot of the veteran staff are not happy. Most of the coaches have been fired. People have been let go.
I've been reading something about that. I'm not sure what that's all about.
Basically, I think it has the new administration is not being warmly received.
Oh,
And of course, you read back when we had the riots at the Pumpkin Fest. The college president didn't exactly answer that.
yes.
Probably maybe to the best of her ability. And things have continued on since then. And what really gets trustees' attention is when enrollment decreases. Because what does that mean? Lack of revenue.
That's right.
And what gets everybody's attention? Either money or lack of money. So stay tuned to that. One of the trustees gave her a vote of confidence. And as I spoke to somebody the other day, is when they start taking votes of confidence, it means
Yeah.
they don't have confidence.
There's trouble in River City.
There is very much trouble. And so stay tuned to that. I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon.
Okay.
And enrollment is down, and it's up at most other colleges.
Yes.
So, and the little darlings do come back in 2 weeks. People that live in
And
the
we
neighborhood.
have a lovely town and gown relationship.
We try.
I know.
We try. We're trying hard.
A little tongue in cheek.
But you get the population at Keene State's about 5,000, which means it's about 1,300 new freshmen coming in, leaving home for the first time, feeling like they're going to sow their oats.
Hot stuff.
Got some money in the checkbook from grandmom and grandpa
To buy books.
Yeah. Books. That's
Instead, they
exactly
buy
what it is.
Becks.
Yeah. That's a good one. Mom, Dad, I need more money.
killing myself
I need
here.
more money for Becks. I'm broke. So they come back in 2 weeks, and the police are gearing up for it. They staff a little heavier the first couple of weeks, and it's the same stuff. It's mainly going to be just noise, partying and noise, within the neighborhoods. Nothing that.
It's what you expect.
It's what you expect, and some of them will act up. Some of them will say, "I apologize, I'll be quiet," and others will say, "How'd I wind up in jail?" But that time's come. Hey, we only got 3 minutes left again.
Let's talk about some fluff.
Let's fluffernutter stuff. Let's
Okay.
the last 3 minutes to fluffernutter stuff. Speaking of colleges coming back and partying, read some serious issues here. The sales of Bud and Bud Light have plummeted. Did you know that? Because people are drinking better beers.
Huh.
How about that, huh? But that's actually
I did my
large.
part
That
last
could-
weekend. But
Get away from the Coke, huh?
they are plummeting, huh?
They are.
And Tom Brady,
Tom Brady and Deflategate. Am I tired of hearing about that? Then
Yes.
you read the
I
transcript.
love seeing his pictures, but yes,
sure
the
you-
transcript that just came
Is
out.
that just pathetic that they're even still pursuing this?
Let it go.
I mean, if that was a regular court of law, I mean, even the Wells report said we couldn't find anything to prove he was guilty.
Right.
And they said that. Then they go, well, however, he kind of should have. That's like
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
that's like getting pulled over driving down the street, and they say, well, we think you were speeding. Well, I wasn't. Yeah, but the way you're acting, we think you were. So
Right.
just pay the fine, and we're going to take your license.
So you get in trouble.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about Rhonda, the fighter.
Yes, Ronda Rousey, the MMA.
Her name is
martial-
on What's Trending, What's Trending, What's
She is
Trending.
very much what's trending. She just defended her title.
Mm-hmm.
She went down to Brazil to fight the Brazilian champ, which was supposed to be a really good competitive fight. Lasted 30 seconds.
I love it.
Knocked her out in 30 seconds. And you know, when you see her dressed up, makeup on, hair done, I mean, you would never know that she would literally kick any guy's butt that came up to her. Which, by the way,
Same with me, baby.
Rousey, watch it. Okay, yeah.
But her name keeps coming up. It just makes me think of that song. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Remember that song?
I do. No, I don't. I'm not
Tell
that
me
old.
what kind of
She used to do judo, and she in the Olympics she got a bronze medal in judo. And now MMA fighting is boxing and judo and wrestling, and it's all of the above.
Wow.
You're looking for a punch, and the next thing you know, you get a foot coming up to your chin. So
That's right.
we have 1 minute left. That's how
We have 1
fast
minute
things go here
left.
left. One thing I wanted to talk about, we'll get more of it next week. I want to kind of do a remember when thing, because I was looking at my
Okay.
Facebook thing, the old Hitchin Post restaurant, which used to be my old stomping grounds up
I
in the
went to
north
the
end.
Hitchin Post restaurant in Claremont, New Hampshire.
It was
The
owned by
best
the-
French fries, thin French fries.
Two brothers, the Bergerons owned both of them. They owned the one in Keene and one in Claremont.
Oh.
So if you lived in the North End, you lived at the Hitchin Post.
Really?
Yeah, that's all we could afford up there. Our parents would give us like 50 cents a day and say, don't come home, go eat there.
That's right.
And then when they said come home at dark, I'd come home at dark, my parents would say, what are you doing home?
Or then you have a burger. It's like, I'll gladly pay you on Thursday for a burger I ate today. Remember that? What was his name, the cartoon guy? Wimpy.
There you go.
Wimpy.
Oh, wow, righty. Anyhow, and then we had Mackenzie's, we had Dog and Sons, we had a bunch of other stuff. But we're going to get to that next week. We'll have more fluff next week. We'll have more What's Trending next week. We'll be
Peace.
back next week. See ya. Vote Democrat.